Yeah, I was wondering if you could talk about direction as something beyond just what one is doing or what one feels like they need to do.
Well, what one is doing may not be their direction. The direction might be more than what anyone is doing. We have to determine that for ourselves. Because, different stages of growth where, at 6 years old, you take what you've been given as your direction. So you're not required or expected to add a direction to that. I had the musical direction, so regardless of what I was doing, during those early years, that was always a central gravitational point or centering point for me. So coming back to the music, and so but beyond that, when I got to adolescent age, then it was music, but then it was relations, and that's part of the evolutionary cycle. So it seems like the direction changed, but it didn't really change because the music was always there. So I felt related to the music in some form or other, and that form changed over the years from one thing to another thing. But it was always about the music as center, the music as home, the music as source, the music as healing, as direction. So it was the music as direction, and you were mentioning, about direction. So I had the musical direction. I ultimately ended up in the army band, which I've said many times, and so that fulfilled, my, I guess you might say, my dream. If I had a dream about it, it fulfilled the dream of being a musician. Yeah. And that means at a professional level, full-blown musical experience. So others, formidable players and playing very serious music. So that was true to my direction. See, my inner and outer direction pointed to that, even though it took a while to get to that place. See, I had to go through the combat arms, the military for 5 years or 4 years or so of training and experiencing anything but music, and then all of a sudden, when the time was right, that door opened up. So I've enjoyed that. But speaking about direction for others, when does anyone know what their direction is? When do you know that? You may have been looking for a direction till you got here, then you found it. See, maybe these things were directing you towards this, but then you say, now this is your direction, this is where you need to be. Right? Comment? Mm-hmm. For now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, definitely having more of an awareness of what's going on inside is a big part of that, not just focusing on outer gains or materialization, but quieting down, coming to a stopping point, and being able to work out of that place as opposed to influence of everything else, So I feel like that's something that definitely happens here, more of an inward guide, getting to know one's inner guide as direction.
And so then there's an apparent direction to here, whatever here means now, right? And that means there's more attention to the inner instead of, as it was or may have been, more tending to the outer social direction. And finding your way through that maze until you got to where you can actually sit, as I would say, tree to grass, and begin a certain level of internal or inner practice for yourself. Right? Contemplative life practice, and feeling okay with that. Comment?
Yeah, no, that's clear.